Let's put the squeeze on compression and evaluate whether or not you should be using compression garments and devices to improve your athletic performance and overall livelihood. Hi, I am retired professional triathlete TJ Tollakson, CEO of Diamond Bikes, and today we are all about compression. We are going to examine compression socks, tights, and Normatech recovery boots in an attempt to convince you of the benefits for your daily life. So we have three main areas when we're talking about compression and how they can benefit athletes. Okay, number one is during race performance. Okay, there have been numerous research studies that have talked about the benefits of wearing compression socks during long endurance runs. Okay, some of these studies I'm overly critical of because some of them were performed in half Ironman events. Okay, but when you're talking about an Ironman event or an ultra marathon event, a 24-hour event, the benefits of compression socks clearly go up. Okay, so why should you be wearing compression socks during an athletic competition? Number one reason is blood flow. Blood flow, blood flow, blood flow.
I get it.
Putting compression around your foot and ankle, it helps return blood flow back up your legs. The biggest thing is it will help prevent your feet from swelling so much that you lose all kinds of toenails. I'm a big believer in the socks versus the sleeves. Sleeves can actually do more damage than good for this very reason. And it's one of the things I absolutely hate. The day before a race, I see people walking around in their slides with compression sleeves on. Okay, all that's doing is pushing blood down to your foot. We don't want this, especially before the race. Do the right thing, wear the socks, because the socks are graduated compression, meaning the tightest they are around your foot. The next tightest is around your ankle, and the loosest it is up by your knee. The graduated compression up your calf is actually what provides the most benefit. Wearing the calf sleeve can do more damage than it can good. Now, if you're wearing a tight-fitting sock below the calf sleeves, they can be an added benefit. Even if you're not wearing a sock, if you just have a shoe that's tied very tightly, they can be a benefit. If you're wearing a sandal, bad idea.
Don't do that!
The blood return in your lower leg, that's the most important. So if you had to choose between tights or just socks, obviously the socks are going to provide the greater benefit in terms of area of coverage. So tights, even better. Socks, best bang for your buck in terms of minimal coverage and then biggest increase in blood flow. So yes, you should be wearing them during exercise. Let's look at the other aspects of wearing the compression socks. So one was during exercise, two, during travel. Now I've got a study here that I really like. The effects of sports compression socks on performance, physiological, and hematological alterations of long-haul air travel in elite female volleyball players.
That's quite a mouthful.
They wanted to assess the merit of sport compression socks in minimizing travel-induced performance, physiological and hematological alterations in elite female volleyball athletes. 12 volleyballers, aged 25 plus or minus 2 years, traveled from Canberra, Australia to Manila, Philippines, and were assigned to one of two conditions: compression socks worn during travel or a passive control. Dependent measures included counter movement, jump performance, subjective ratings of well-being, cardiovascular function, calf girth, pay attention to that.
Remember that, it'll be important later.
When compared with the control group, small to large effects were observed. This study suggests that compression socks are beneficial in combating the stressors imposed by long-haul travel in elite athletes and may have merit for individuals frequenting long-haul travel or competing soon after flying. So, if you're flying to Hawaii, wear your compression garments, socks, tights, whatever you need. It's worth it. Even if you're just flying and not competing, it's gonna make you feel better. And now I've got a study that I like from PubMed. This was done in February of 2015, and it was on compression socks and functional recovery following marathon running. So last week we did a video on recovering from Ironman. I talked about compression, and that's what sparked this discussion right here, and I said wear compression socks after you race, and this is why. The abstract is simple. Compression socks have become a popular recovery aid for distance running athletes. Although some physiological markers have been shown to be influenced by wearing these garments, scant evidence exists on their effects on functional recovery. This research aims to shed light onto whether the wearing of compression socks for 48 hours after marathon running can improve functional recovery. Treadmill test to exhaustion was performed 2 weeks before and 2 weeks after each marathon. Time to exhaustion, average and maximum heart rates were recorded. Participants were asked to wear their socks for 48 hours immediately after completion of the marathon. The change in treadmill times was recorded for each participant. 33 participants completed the treadmill protocols in the compression group. Average treadmill run to exhaustion time 2 weeks after the marathon increased by 2.6%, which was 52 plus or minus 103 seconds. There you have it. That is the cold hard science on wearing compression socks after your event. I told you I would have the evidence to back this up. Now, this last study I'm going to talk about actually talks about the pluses and minuses of this, because the conclusion of this study, which is called Putting the Squeeze on Compression Garments, Current Evidence and Recommendations for Future Research, a Systemic Scoping Review.
That just rolls off the tongue.
This research concludes that evidence is equivocal as to whether garments improve physical performance, with little evidence supporting improvements in kinetic or kinematic outcomes. Compression likely reduces muscle oscillatory properties and has a positive effect on sensory motor systems. Findings suggest potential increases in arterial blood flow. However, it is unlikely that compression garments meaningfully change metabolic response, blood pressure, heart rate, and cardiorespiratory measures. Compression garments increase localized skin temperature and may reduce perceptions of muscle soreness and pain following exercise. However, rating of perceived exertion during exercise is likely unchanged. So there you have the opposite side of this that says it might not do anything, but this is really important. I will read the last sentence of this. It is unlikely that compression garments negatively influence exercise-related outcomes. Future research should assess wearer belief in compression garments, report pressure ranges at multiple sites, as well as garment material, and finally examine individual responses and varying compression coverages as well. So this is a 2021 study. It's really important for me to add this in as the counterpoint to my belief. You will find hundreds of studies on all of these things. Some report great outcomes, some report negative outcomes. It's a lot of studies on compression socks. You will find some that are overwhelmingly showing benefit to all these things, but I will say the best sentence is that it does no harm. Yeah, you might look like a dork, but hey, we're triathletes. We already look like dorks. So put on your compression socks, reap the benefits of it.
Are you wearing compression socks right now?
I am not wearing compression socks right now, but I will show you one really important thing. If you take a look, this is what happens when you don't wear compression socks. This line right here. Take a look at that line underneath my leg. You can see that I have been pooling blood down my leg to the area of where the sock grabs. That's something that's not good for your overall foot or your leg health. And so, fashion reasons, during the summer, I rarely wear compression socks with shorts. I do it, just not every day. But all winter, when I wear pants, I've got compression socks on every day because I know it's a huge benefit in just active daily recovery. So get yourself some compression socks. Now let's dive into compression on steroids. So you want to take your compression game up a notch. Right here, Normatech compression boots. There are competitors out there. I've exclusively used these for my entire career. Big believer in them. They have a patented peristaltic pulse, which squeezes and then releases and then moves up the chambers of the leg to return blood flow up towards your heart. So I really believe in the Normatech system. It's a great compression boot, but it does wonders because it takes these compression socks that might be at 10 to 20 at a maximum millimeters of mercury, okay? Millimeters of mercury, that's how you measure pressure. And it puts it all the way up to 100 millimeters of mercury. So You can see the scale that's involved here and how much blood you're able to move and flow with this. You will try these on and immediately you will feel like you had a little miniature massage. So great self-massage to do at home, super portable. This set actually sits in our office just behind me. Anybody at the office can use these whenever they want. A nice little treat. We usually take some with us when we're on the road as well. They say in the Diamond Van. I'm a huge believer in compression. 3 big areas of benefit again, for during races, for travel, and for recovery. And yes, I have been known to use my Normatech compression boots on long haul flights all the time. They come with a battery in them now. You can use them completely remote, get your legs out, sit back in the airplane seat, get that blood flow pumping. There's nothing better. You too can enjoy the benefits of compression, and there is 0 downside, so get out there, get your compression on. If you enjoyed this video, you want to see more of it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I've got all kinds of great Ironman tips on training, nutrition, racing, amazing content. I would love for you to join me on this journey. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Check it out every week.